I'd like to see a lot of people come out and support us. It's like a carnival atmosphere. We have food trucks. We have you walk. We have all the people that have set up sites. We have fundraisers at most, if not all, the sites, and it's a good time. So keep an eye out this Saturday, June 14th, down at Tullytown Municipal Park. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You don't have to stay the whole time. You just come out, say hi, do raffles. We got raffles galore down there, and come down and see us. Well, I'll be there all day.
Kind of snuck up on us there a little bit.
Yeah, I've been so busy with a lot of other
yeah.
things and taking care of people. That's one reason why I had to step off the committee a little bit, because of taking care of my family. But all the other things that I'm doing right now. But I'll always make time for Relay for Life.
That's right, and luckily you got some decent weather for this, and
we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
It's like Mother Nature likes to
mess around.
Hit us on Saturdays. She only works Saturdays.
That's right. All right, ready to hit it now, and we got it with Earl coming on board here. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Jim. Good morning,
How you doing?
Hey, Earl. We had a nice chat last night on Wide Open Wednesday. Let's continue our nice chat.
Yeah, that was fun. Very good.
Yeah. So we got the Wall got rained out. I was planning on going down to Wall last Saturday, and it had that rain window of between 11 and 3, just enough to kick all the racing out in the local area here.
That was it.
Yeah, you had rain pretty much all day down the shore, did you?
Yeah, it actually, we did have a window right in that afternoon. Like from probably cleared up around 1 o'clock, and it looked like it was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But sure enough, probably by 5 o'clock, it was heavy. Like a heavy band of showers came through. It would have been enough to ruin the night. I mean, we had canceled early in the morning based on the forecast,
right.
And it was a good call because it would have been, it would have fit right about race time. So
okay, yeah.
It was a shame. And then Egypt had the same issue. So
yeah, New Egypt got it pretty much the same way. We had it early here in Bucks County, and then it kind of cleared up at around 1:32, and then it didn't. It would get cloudy, but it never really did rain. Then it got really nice out around 5 o'clock here, and so I threw a couple steaks on the grill and had a garage beer and hung on my deck.
Oh, that's good.
Wishing I was at the racetrack. So, what's going on this weekend?
Well,
weather permitting.
We're going to honor weather permitting. We're going to try again. We've only run one race at Wall this year, May 17th.
Wow.
And it's unbelievable that we've gotten this far into the late spring with only one race. But we're going to try again. All of our lower divisions will be in action at Wall Stadium, and honoring the dads and the grandfathers, the racing dads and racing grandfathers. It's going to be $3 off general admission for dads and grandfathers in honor of Father's Day this weekend. So looking forward to honoring those guys who got us all into racing. So looking forward to that.
My dad got me into it.
Yes, indeed.
And, good. We don't have any results to talk about or anything like that. We could, What else is going on? You got any big shows coming up, like, any tribute shows or other than Father's Day coming up next month or so?
Yeah, the end of June is our annual Garden State Classic at Wall Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And that's a 125 lap race. Continues a great tradition of Wall, going back to 1957. The Garden State Classic was originally a 300 lap modified race on the high banks, and over the years, it was adjusted to first in the early 1980s 200 laps, and now it's a very solid 125. So that's just perfect for the modifieds of today, and that'll be one of our signature crown jewel races at Wall. Again, that's on the 28th. So
I went last year.
We're closing in on. Hopefully the weather will be good.
Yeah, Craig and I were down there last year for the Garden State Classic. We had a blast and did some interviews and stuff like that. We were planning on coming down last weekend, both of us. Maybe if we're around on the 28th, we'll be down there.
Very good.
Again.
Yeah, I want to mention, you talk about race results. I can give you the race results from June 11th, 1965. We mentioned it last night on the show. Excuse me. East Windsor Speedway had its very first race ever. It would have been a Friday night, June 11th, 1965. The track was brand new, built over the winter of 1964 and 65 by Don Jones. And at the very first race, June 11th, Russ Hook was the winner, driving the Richard A. number 9. It was a lavender coupe. Later on, that same team, the number 9, that was one of the first cars that Gary Ballou raced when he came north. And the Sportsman feature race on June 11th, 1965 at East Windsor was won by Bob Smith, who raced regularly at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania and Harmony Speedway in Western New Jersey. Was a winner at both tracks. And a huge crowd that night. My dad and I were there for that very first race, and always remember that. And it was last night. The weather was exactly the same. That just a real pleasant, early late spring night, and brought back a lot of memories. So, matter of fact, I did my column on Area Auto Racing News on that opening night at East Windsor. I did that this week, so it's kind of cool.
I got the paper yesterday, so when I get back, I meant to bring it over here today, but I left it on my desk.
Very good.
So, but I'll look at it. Yeah, I was only 1 year old then, so I don't remember it being there. And June 11th, 65, my wife was busy being born, so.
Oh, there you go.
Since yesterday was her birthday.
And the next day, I always remember this.
Yeah.
We went to East Windsor on that Friday night, and the next day I graduated from 8th grade. So there you go.
My dad might have been there, even though I was 1. My dad might have been
What
there.
year was that? 64 for 8th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm 67.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Earl.
Kind of neat, the sport we're talking about, the cool cars there. Like you mentioned, the Chevy Vega, for example. That made a great race car body.
It did.
In the early 1970s, too.
It did. I'm trying to think of some of the guys that had Vega. I know Dave Kneisel had one for a while, but he made the
Pacer.
He made the Pacer famous. I remember.
The man.
Yeah.
The legend.
I'm trying to think of some of the other Vega bodies. Buzzy Ruderman had a Vega for a while.
Oh man.
Probably everybody did for a
Carl
little bit.
Van Horn.
Yeah, Fuzzy Van Horn had one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Number 2A, the Walt Garrett car.
Yeah. Yep.
That was kind of neat because they were the actual bodies that they used.
Yeah. And I don't think Kerry ever made one.
Forget the Pinto.
Yeah. I have to check with my dad. I don't know if Kerry Schloter ever had a Vega. For some reason, I'm picturing one, but I could be making it up, too. So I have to check with Dad. But, yeah, I know he ran the Valiant and the Coupe.
The Valiant.
Yeah, the Valiant, right?
Yeah, the big old Valiant, yeah.
The fins on them.
That's when Al Tasnady drove it. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, so,
Love it.
But cool times. All right, Earl, we'll be checking back with you. We got another on the line. That's probably Nick Marco.
That's right.
And we shall.
Very good. Okay.
We shall be
Nick,
talking, and hopefully we can get some racing in, and I'll get down there.
All righty. Thank you, Earl.
Think it's positive.
All right.
I bet. That's right. Absolutely. Why not?
Think dry.
Yeah, that's right. Think dry. Yeah, that's right. Let's stick Nick.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hey Jim, Fred, how you doing?
What's happening, Nick?
This is Nick.
Oh, not
Nick
a whole
too.
lot.
Did
Staying
you watch?
dry right now.
Cool. Did you see Wide Open Wednesday last night?
No, I didn't. My
Ah,
grandson was in town, and we were at the dinner, and I missed it.
Well,
Sorry about that.
I scooped you last night on the Stewart Report, but you can give it anyway.
Okay. All right. That's getting more popular, especially after last week.
Oh yeah.
All right. So on the local scene, the Friday night tracks, Albany, Utica, Rome, Big Diamond, they all got rained out.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Fonda, New Egypt, Wall, Grandview, they all got rained out.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgeport ran on Sunday with the crates and the mass sprint cars, a couple other divisions. Wayne Weaver won the crate race. He started on the pole and led every lap. So Wayne was on your show before Wide Open Wednesday.
Yeah, I like Wayne.
He's a
Nice
good guy.
Good guy.
Yep. And second was Jax Jan, and then Steve Kemery, Luke Bunding, and Jesse Herthler. He was on your show too before.
Yeah.
So, and then with the sprint car side of things, Troy Betts, Kevin Nagy, Dave Brown, Shelby Kelly, and Buddy Schweinbentz were in the top 5. My buddy Larry Klein, or not Larry Klein, Larry McVeigh has not been out this year. I got to give him a call and see what's going on.
Well, I mean, New Egypt hasn't ran a whole lot, so that's where I see him always down in New Egypt. But,
yeah, but he runs the Bridgeport. He runs the other races too, and I haven't seen him, anything about him this year so far. So I'll give him a call to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So then on the NASCAR side of things, with the trucks, Stewart won by 111 thousandths of a second.
Wow. I didn't know it was
we'll
that
talk
close.
about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in the Stewart report.
Okay.
But so Stewie won, Grant Emfinger was second. Part-time driver Luke Fenhouse was third. Ben Rhodes fourth. Corey LaJoy fifth. The other driver we talk about, Tony Breidinger, she was 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of late race cautions, and Stewart moved up. He qualified 17th. After stage 1, he was 19th. Stage 2, 21st. And then he pretty much stayed in the top 15-ish most of the race. With 50 laps to go, he was 26th. And then towards the end, with 17 to go, he was 12th. And then with the overtimes, the first overtime, he was in 9th. Then right after that, there was a second overtime. He started in 6th. And then the thing that really worked for him was on the last overtime, he was supposed to be in 4th, but with the choose rule, the top 3 trucks were on the outside, and Stewart figured, well, you know what, the inside and the front row is open, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
And that made the difference.
Good call.
So he started on the, he started up on the pole position. Was not the lead truck to take off, but he did get the lead on that lap and led the green-white checker to take the win. So
he's loving
that was
overtime.
Yeah, that was a very popular win for us here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So,
and having known Stewart, not as well as some people, but and having met him and interviewed him a couple of times, he's a really good guy. And some people like him, some people don't. Yeah, but that's too bad. That's the way it is with everybody.
Well, he seems to be very, very, very personable, and he's great on dirt. And he proved again that he's pretty decent in the trucks too. So, on the Cup side of things, Denny Hamlin won. He led 5 laps, and he has 57 wins now. So he's in 11th on the all-time NASCAR win list. Chris Buescher, who led 13 laps, was in second. Gibbs was third. Wallace fourth. Larson came in fifth. Notables: Ross Chastain led 6 laps. Actually, he was 6th. Kyle Busch was 8th. Our buddy Josh Berry, was 12th. Chase Elliott led 19 laps. That's one of the few times this year he's been leading. He finished 15th. Christopher Bell 16th. Joey Logano in the 22 finished 22nd. William Byron led 98 laps, and he had to pit for fuel with 2 laps to go, and that dropped him down to 28th.
Wow, yeah, it's hard to come back from that one.
Yeah, well, if that race had been 2 laps, 2 fewer laps, he would have won it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then Carson Hocevar, that's a story right there. We'll talk about him in a second here, but he led 32 laps, finished 29th. He had a left rear flat and had to pit. Ryan Blaney led 7 laps, finished 32nd. So the Hocevar thing. We talked last week about he's ruffling feathers, or as the Earnhardts would put it, rattling cages.
Right.
He's doing very well. He's in a car right now that might be a top 20 car, but he's been leading races. And there's a lot of talk about him that he's too good to be where he is right now. So they're talking about that ride. So where does he go? And if you look at the major players out there, Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske, they're all filled up.
Yeah.
So there's talk about
Richard Childress. He's always got something going on there. Maybe.
Well, he's got his grandson and Kyle Busch, and Busch signed a contract for next year. They don't have 3 cars.
Okay. I didn't know he signed it. Yeah, I didn't know he signed.
Yeah, it's only a 1-year contract, so we'll see what happens after that. But Hocevar right now, somebody's going to grab him soon. Yeah. So there's speculation that with Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman, he's not doing too well, and there's talk. There's all these rumors going around that Hocevar might go there. Will it happen? Who knows?
Yeah.
With Joe Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Hamlin, Briscoe, and Gibbs, his grandson. So they're all doing pretty well. Hamlin's the elder statesman in that group, but he's going to be around for a little bit more.
Yeah.
Penske.
You got Logano. And,
you have Logano, Blaney, and Josh Berry's an outside team, but yeah, Cindric. So Penske fired Cindric's father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the team. He was the head engineer and the head, you know, basically the head guy in Penske Racing.
Yeah. And
they let him go because of that fiasco with Indy and all that. So hopefully Cindric will stay there, but who knows? There's that cloud over that story. Yeah.
Yeah, we seem to find rides no matter where we go. So that's good.
Yeah,
that's
very
good.
true. So with this week, I'll try to roll my R's for this one. So with the NASCAR side of things, you have Xfinity running and the Cup cars running at Mexico City on the road course there. It's called the Autodromo Hernández Rodriguez.
El Speedo Rapido.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently with that track, it has a lot of uphill and downhill racing going on there. So I haven't seen the tracks. I don't know how, the layout of it, but it's a big road course, and we'll see what happens there. So, yeah, the Cup cars are Sunday at 3 o'clock on Prime. Prime, I'm not real crazy about it, but, they have a 6 or 7 race deal, so it's
if you're
on
going to
Prime.
watch, you got to watch it on there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either, so.
Yeah.
That's why I usually look at highlights.
Yeah. Quick and easy, and you get all the results. Xfinity is Saturday at 3 on CW. No trucks, no ARCA. The forecast for this weekend, Friday, looks good.
Where?
So for all the Friday night tracks, Big Diamond and Albany, and then Saturday, the forecast, it's that 4-letter word again.
I know. That's what I said. Mother Nature only works on Saturdays for some reason. She's pissed off at racing.
Nature always wins.
Yeah, she's pissed off at racing this year. So. Oh, well.
Can't stop that. And then for all the open wheel fans at Indy, they're at St. Louis, Formula One's at Canada. Now, we talked before about the triple on Memorial Day. It's always been Monaco with Formula One, Indy, and then Charlotte. So Formula One is changing their schedule, so Monaco is not on for next Memorial Day. That race will now be the Canadian Grand Prix, which is going to be right against the time frame with Indy. So they kind of messed that one up.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So all right, Nick, we got to get the other Nick in here. And,
all right, very good.
And
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, and we'll see each other on the track next weekend, weather permitting.
Right.
Well, it's supposed to be real nice, right?
That's what they say. It's a week and a half away, but I'm going for it.
Oh, boy.
Yep. All right, sounds good, guys.
All right,
talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.
There you go, Nick Marco.
Yeah. So, Nick and I will be running out next week down in New Egypt, and with the vintage cars, and we got a few things going on with the vintage between here and Bridgeport. So, you'll see us out there.
Yeah, we do here. Percentages have to be in the favor here. You wonder.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's been 9 or 10 potential races at New Egypt this week. I thought Nick was on the line. He'll be calling.
I thought he was.
But I think they got 3.
I got 3 out of it.
Yeah, 3 out of 9 or 10. It's like it's tough. And Walls, like Earl said, there's only been 1 this year. I know they started a little late, but still, I mean, it's like Mother Nature only wants to work on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Bridgeport's been able to dodge a few bullets, but they're a little farther down South Jersey. But it seems like this stretch going across Pennsylvania and Central Jersey is just like weather central. Let's just get it.
Got caught in that, and it's a couple inches in no time. Yeah. And it doesn't take much to wash everything out after the damage has already been done.
I know last year I went down to Bridgeport, and they tried their best because it rained and rained and rained in the morning, and they tried their best to get their track ready, and it got to be about 8 o'clock before they finally called it because they couldn't get it was bad. It's hard to set up a dirt track in the weather,
right?
Like that's why New Egypt calls early, because you don't some people don't like it, but there's a lot of prep that goes to a dirt track, and you don't want to let all these guys, come down to from New York or North Jersey or Delaware and have them truck their cars all the way up here and then call it 2 minutes before before the race is supposed to start. Yeah. So now we got Nick.
Yeah, we got Nick now. So.
All righty,
Nick. Hello there, my man from the landfill.
Mr. Foxwell. How are you?
Doing all right, my man. Hanging in there. Like to see some racing this weekend. That's because we've been praying to the race gods here.
Well, I don't think God's the problem. I think Mother Nature's the problem.
Yeah, we can't blame God.
Got to go a higher up.
And God, Jim. I mean, he's the man.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I think God's a race fan, but nobody likes him with Mother Nature,
Yeah.
That's it.
So maybe a lot of these drivers' wives are in cahoots and they're doing this, and they're all happy they're home doing stuff. So
exactly. Now, if Mother Nature was a man, then it'd be a different story. We'd be racing, but it is what it is. I mean, the first person that tells me anything about a drought.
No.
They're getting punched in the throat.
Yeah.
They're getting punched in the throat. I don't want to hear nothing about a drought.
Well, I think last Saturday when I was supposed to go to Wall, and then it got called early, and then New Egypt waited a couple more hours after that. They tried to, and then they called, and I said, well, I told my wife, I said, no racing today. She was like bummed. I'm like, why are you bummed? She's like, I said, she goes, I feel bad for you. I said, yeah, okay. She goes, I said, well, she had other plans. So I messed up her plans.
I think Chris Moore's got a little booth set up at the New Egypt office with Joe Boo in there, and he's drinking rum, and he's trying to get things changed around.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think Joe Boo even wants to see some racing.
Yeah.
So you know what? I had fun last night. We're starting to get our problems worked out with Wide Open Wednesday. Kate called me this morning, gave me a couple other pointers tonight and think about. Fred, I the right track. I think we're going to be in good shape.
Ah, cool.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, keep an eye out for that. Yeah, because like I said, we do have another caller, but keep an eye out for our Wide Open Wednesdays on Wednesday live Facebook, and then the next day you'll catch it on Facebook. Nick always puts it out there after we're done, so you can always catch it recorded. Not live, but it's always cool to be live because you can see we had some great interviews with PJ Bazowski and Earl last night, and Earl a couple times last night, and a couple of, it was a great time we had, and I had my beer, so I'm good.
All right.
And we have Billy Kleinspan.
Billy Kleinspan, Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we're getting there. Baby steps, and we've grown in leaps and bounds since the last 2 weeks. So I'm happy with that, and it's only going to get better. So
yeah.
And Mr. Foxwell, you're doing a wonderful job taking care of the people over here at the landfill. They're very happy.
I do what I can, my man. I'm a man of the people. There you go.
You got it.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, Johnny. Speak good. I'll talk to you later.
All right. I'll be talking.
All right.
All right. You're up with Fred. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. My name's Chuck. I'm from Bordentown, but originally from Trenton.
Okay.
And I really enjoy your show. And it's like, I'm 72 years old.
Me too.
And it's amazing, how much I hear on your show, and people remember, all of these races, in the area, because I went through all of these races, since 1965, Flemington, Trenton.
Mm-hmm.
We even went to 5 Indianapolis 500s. But I really enjoy your show, and people, remember it, and also I'm glad to hear the racing still with the young people are still interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do the show, but with Nick Leach and I, we wanted to talk about and keep the fire alive about racing, and still remember when we were kids. I'm 61, but I remember growing up in the pits of Flemington and Windsor going with my dad and his friends and all that stuff. Probably saw you there, Chuck.
Yep, Flemington was a big deal. It was. Thank you so much for checking in with us. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I got one other thing. I know, but I used to have a lot of programs and all this stuff from the races I went to. I had autographs of everybody who's famous in racing,
nice.
And of course my mom threw it all out. But the only thing I have left is I have some pictures that I took personally at the Langhorne Speedway.
Nice.
Wow.
From the stands,
and
they're just little, photos, just a few of them. But there's famous, cars and drivers in those photos, and I just have them, sitting home. And I was wondering, like, if there's some way that somebody be interested in, having them. I'm not selling them or nothing, but just, somebody else can, enjoy those pictures.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to the right people, because, between myself and Nick Leach, who's from Burlington, so he knows, and Earl Krause.
A good wide open Wednesday kind of topic.
Yeah, we could do that. And, I mean, if there's a way, Earl Krause with the Area Auto Racing News, and he might be able to check out some pictures and post them up.
All right. Hey, we're up against.
Yeah, you always let me know, Chuck. Give me a call over at my shop, and then we can maybe meet or something.
Area Auto Racing is still on Broad Street.
Yes, right up the road from you.
All right.
Maybe I'll stop there and handle the pictures.
Yeah, you can stop by, talk to Earl or Danny or Davey over there, Salmons and Lenny over there. All right. But cool. All right, cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my man.
Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for the call.
There you go.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, there you go. So, that's a fan for life there.
No,
right?
I love it.
Yeah,
love it. That's what it's all about.
Man, we had everybody on the phone today, didn't we?
Yeah. But this week no racing for me, just relay.
Just relay.
I'll be walking. Maybe I'll pass somebody while I'm walking around the track. Don't count on it though.
Relay for rain.
Relay for life. Come on out. It's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Tullytown Municipal Park. Come on out, support our efforts in defeating cancer.
Yep.
And if you don't want to do that, go hit any of the local tracks around here and go see some racing.
Amen.
Support your tracks.
All right.
All right.